Jeffrey lives a life of comfort, of pleasure, whilst Adonis lives a life of challenge, of purpose. Jeffrey's like a normal guy, and so he indulges in whatever he feels like. He eats the chocolate, he watches porn, he scrolls on social media, he plays video games for just 1 hour a day after a long day of working. But Adonis does not live like an average man. Adonis sets himself challenges and goals, and he wants to fulfill his ultimate life purpose. He wants to help other men in his tribe. He's the leader after all. He challenges himself to hunt down that beast, to climb up that wall. Because of that, he lives a fulfilled life, whilst Jeffrey stays depressed and average. Take your pick. I didn't really know anything about masculinity or what you were supposed to do or act like when I was a teenager/young man. I lived quite a sheltered life. I was a lot closer to my mother instead of my father, and my father is a strong man. That is a man who has sacrificed and provided, but I wasn't so close to him. Because I was way closer to my mother, I grew up way more feminine, and I think a lot of young men watching this can relate. Anytime I was hurt, injured, or sick, my mom would really look after me, and she'd really take it seriously, and that kind of makes the injury or the sickness worse. And it was so interesting. Every single time my dad would say, no, he's fine. When the more masculine kids my age would injure themselves, they would also portray that, nope, I'm fine, like I'm not actually hurt. They wouldn't show weakness, but I would. And they were all a lot more competitive than I was in every sense, especially in sports. Whilst the more masculine guys my age would be playing football and trying to fight against each other, I would be stood there on the pitch just trying to have deep, meaningful conversations with them. I grew up as a pussy, as a weak man, and a lot has changed since then. Whether you're a teenager watching this, a young man, an older man, a woman, I think we can all agree that society is a bit f***ed up right now, and the majority of people are just not happy. I think one of the biggest reasons why we aren't happy or fulfilled in our modern times is because we've sacrificed relationships. The most fulfilling and sacred thing that anyone can do is to raise children in the healthiest and the best way possible. Women are sacrificing motherhood to work shitty careers that they don't really like. I feel sorry for them. I know this is a side note, but I really feel sorry for women. They got the worst hand from feminism. Like, feminism literally made women's lives kind of worse. Like, women are just less happy these days, but they've got like a sense of equality that they've got to be grateful for. But the main difference from 30 years ago to now is just that now a young woman has to go work some job that she doesn't even like, compared to just being with a man that she respected and loved and just raising children, which is the best job you could possibly have. And men, we aren't needed. 100 years ago, women needed us, and so we worked hard because they needed us. So we had to provide, we had to be strong and go and work those dangerous, hard jobs. What do we have to do now? The father has been replaced by the nation. Men are not needed. You are disposable. So you may as well give up, right? You may as well just slink away and play f***ing video games and get your virtual reality porn. The truth is, only weak men are disposable. Only weak men are not cared about. It's the strong men who are needed and wanted. It's the strong men of society who are rewarded. Women still crave strong men. Yeah, the barrier for success for a guy has been increased. Of course it has. Times are more competitive. But are you going to drop out of the race before you even start running? Like the people you see around you? Or are you going to try and become stronger? Because fixing society starts with us becoming strong men. The stronger and more masculine that you become, the more submissive and feminine women around you will be. Because it's polarization. You will start to attract the feminine women who actually want a dominant, strong leader. And those are the women that you actually would have a good, fantastic relationship with. When there is a feminine woman and a masculine man, they join together and they would like to stay together. It's only in the modern day, when women have been conditioned to become more masculine and men have been conditioned to become more feminine, that now we clash. Opposites attract, but we're becoming the same through equality. We don't have a need for each other anymore. Men wanted that feminine woman who was comforting and nurturing, but most of us are little bitches these days. We are the comforter, we are the nurturer. We don't need a woman now. Women wanted that strong alpha male kind of leader, the man that they could respect, and now they have become him. So they don't need men either. So we don't need each other. Since we don't need each other, we may as well not get into serious relationships. And since we're all pursuing careers in our 20s because money's so important, we push off having children till later and later and later. And then we have children in stressed households, in households where we clash. The father isn't needed. The woman can replace him very, very quickly, and the nation will help. And so they divorce. And then we have fatherless children. And that's one of the biggest problems of our modern time, fatherless children. The world around us has so utterly underestimated the importance of fathers, and all of us are experiencing the struggle of that. I think that this is our movement, creating strong men, masculine men, men who seek discomfort, who set themselves challenges. Not only does this lead to a fulfilling life, but you actually attract the good quality women that we wanted in the first place. Or you can choose choose the opposite, more normal life. A man who likes comfort. A man who just plays video games for an hour a day. Just some sweeties. Sugar isn't bad for you. Porn helps with prostate cancer. I'm gonna try and be an esports player. Now these guys, if they're, somewhat attractive, they're usually like, unhygienic and shit. But these guys sometimes do end up getting girlfriends and stuff. They sometimes do attract some girls. But they're not respected. They're not needed. These effeminate men are almost useless in society apart from just being a small cog in the big puzzle. Because they're the good boys who go to school and go to work and pay their taxes and work a job that's $26,000 a year. And they'll have children with some random girl. And then that child will be raised fatherless. Because that woman won't want to stay with this pussy. We need to become strong men. Women already have a pussy and they don't want a second one for their boyfriend. Scroll down right now and click on the share button under this video. Share this video with the Jeffrey friend who needs it. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah!